Hey, Tony Gaskins here. You know what? I get this question a lot, and it's not really a question that I really want to entertain, but I realize it's unfair for me to just kind of disregard the hearts and the feelings that you feel when you've been in a tough relationship. It's been long, you've given everything, and then it goes sour. And so I get the question all the time, Tony, how to make a man regret losing me. And I understand it. And I think that really what's being said is how to help this man realize that he lost a real one, that he lost a good woman, versus how to make him regret losing me or it being vengeful. So think about this, and I want you to hear me. You may need to listen the whole way through. So it's not about vengeance, and revenge, get back, whatever you want to call it. This is really something where when you've been in a relationship and you have done everything that you can do and you thought you were doing everything right and you gave your all, you did your best, and even at your best, you weren't enough for this man. It happens. It may not be the last time it's happened, but what you have to realize is that a lot of times men are looking for something that you don't know that he's looking for. And so you think that by forgiving him over and over and over again, by being a ride or die chick, by serving him, catering to him, being everything he wants inside of his fantasy, what we hear, lady in the streets, freak in the sheets, we hear all this stuff, cooking every day, washing clothes, taking care of the house, managing the finances, or whatever it is that he's entrusted to you. You think that by just doing those things, he's going to be happy and y'all are going to ride into the sunset, live happily ever after. And a lot of times that's not the case, because it's something here that is not something, but it's a few things that's overlooked. Sometimes you looking and you counting on an immature man, a man who does not know who he is, a man who does not know what it takes to be a man. So therefore, he cannot appreciate a real woman because he doesn't even recognize a real woman because he's not a real man. That's the first issue. Another issue is that you are ignoring the red flags. So this man has immoral behavior, and so much of it that he doesn't understand the morals of love, nor does he respect your moral behavior. So he's taking you for granted because those things that you are exhibiting don't even register in his mind as good things and a good woman who is living a good life the way life should be lived, because he thinks it's normal to be a deviant because he was raised, or he wasn't raised, he just grew into adulthood, but he wasn't raised, he wasn't taught. So he doesn't even know that what he's doing and how he sees the world and how he's living is the wrong way. So in plain terms, you are loving the wrong man, and you're trying to get something from a man who does not have that in him because he was not taught and he was not raised that way. And instead of you standing your ground and teaching him by not reinforcing the toxic behaviors, instead you reinforce the toxic behavior, telling yourself that that is what love and relationships require of you, instead of standing your ground, putting your foot down and saying, listen, I'm not with the nonsense and these games. And so there we have a breakdown. This is when the relationship breaks down. And now here you are faced with having to start all over and move on. So you may sit there and you may burn. You may be burning. You may be burning up, but just with anger and resentment. And you're mad that he took you for granted, that he took your kindness for weakness. He used you up. He took everything he could get from your body, from your mind, from your wallet, from everything. And now you feel used, you feel drained, you feel broken, you feel lost, you feel confused. You don't know how you're going to muster the courage and the energy to get back up, to start over. You don't know how you will ever truly love again because he's left such a deep wound that will become such a big scar that it's going to be so noticeable. You don't know if you will be able to move on and love as if you've never been hurt before. And you feel like it may be a waste because the next man is going to look at you and see how hurt you are, how jaded you are, how guarded you are, and say, is this worth my time? And you don't even feel right because you're like, the soul tie that I have with this man is so strong. How could I even feel right doing all of this same stuff that you do in a relationship with a new man, knowing that I'm only going to be picturing my ex? And so all of these thoughts going through your mind, and it's natural. And the only reason why I know it is because this is the work that I do, and this is the phrases and terms and explanations that I hear in coaching. And so, but this is what you have to realize. When a man loses you, in order to regret losing you, I did a video on does he regret losing you? And in essence, the answer was no. But in order for him to regret losing you, is he has to actually lose you. And this is where so many women go wrong, is when you break up, a lot of times you don't actually break up. It's so many people that write me and say, oh, we broke up, but we still talk every day. Or, oh, we broke up, but we're still sleeping together. Oh, we broke up, but we still see each other once a week. Oh, we broke up, but he still follows me. I still follow him. He still watches my stories. I still watch his stories, but we broke up. We broke up, but he says he still loves me. We broke up and he has a new girl, but he's still calling me. All of that right there those are the mistakes that are made. So when a man loses you, he has to actually lose you. So what that means is if he breaks up with you, or he forces you to break up with him because he refused to change and become a better man, then you literally have to treat him like he is non-existent. You have to treat him like he is Casper the Ghost. So when he texts you, you cannot respond to his text. And you have to set a period of time in your mind. Like if everything in you says, this is my husband, I cannot walk away forever for good because this is my husband, then you have to set a period where you are unreachable. And let's start with 2 weeks. So for 14 days, a whole lot can happen. If you're in a relationship and you just take a break, that's when we talk about the 72-hour rule, which is in my next book, A Woman's Influence, that I wrote with my wife. Make sure you pre-order it. Now, when you break up, now you're going beyond the 72-hour rule. Now you're going to the 2-week period. This is 14 days. With these 14 days, when he has broken up with you or you've had to walk away from him, when he writes you, from the day he writes you, let's say he doesn't write you until 3 days later or a week later or a month later. When he writes you from that day, you got to go at least 14 days without responding to him. And what happens is when a man writes you and he doesn't get a response, but he sees you're still living your life. And we'll go and remind me to touch on that, like you really can remind me. But he sees that you're still living your life. We'll go in there right now. So it's day one, he wrote you. So what he starts to do is he says, okay, okay. She used to text me back within 5 minutes. All right, 5 minutes pass. Okay, it's been an hour. Okay, is she working that hard or on a phone call with her mom or somebody? Like, okay, it's been an hour. Okay, it's been 2 hours. All right, it's been 8. Okay, it's been 24. Now he's starting to get flustered because he's like, hold on now. Thought I had a soul tie with this woman. He might not use that term, but I thought I had this woman hooked. I thought I knew her. I thought I really had her trapped here. So I'm not getting a response. Okay, let me text again. Text again, text again, call again, call again. Guess what? He may show up to your apartment or your house knocking on the door. You leave him out there. He may show up to your job. If you see him out there, you don't go out. If you walk into your car and he's coming up to you, you walk right past him, you get in your car. If he puts his hands on you, you snatch your hand, you look at him, and you keep it moving. He grabs you again, you say, you touch me again, I'm calling the police. You get what I'm saying? What I'm saying is, by any means necessary, you cannot respond to him. You cannot respond to him. You cannot entertain him for no reason whatsoever for a 14-day period. And the reason why I say 14 days is because any man can get through 3 days. Anybody can get through a week of anything. You know, you in boot camp, you in training, you in studying, you in labor. I mean, labor ain't 7 days, but you can get through 7 days of anything. 14 days, your back broke. If it is trying, if it is tough, if it is hard, by that 14th day, you've been made. You've been made. If you got to go a whole month, you got to get through 14 days to get to a month. So here's what happens. When he can't reach you, that's when he starts to realize, he starts to see you differently. Because when he was with you, he could have seen you like a Rudy Poo. He could have seen you like a pushover. He could have seen you like a floor mat. He could have seen you like a do-girl. He could have seen you like, you easy, you gullible, you're naive. And so when he leaves you, if he can text you the next day, this heartfelt apology, and you respond, you just prove to him that you are the naive, gullible do-girl. But when he reaches out and he can't reach you, now he has to learn, and now he starts to realize, you know what? Maybe I had this woman confused. Maybe I didn't have her pegged like I thought I did. Maybe I don't really know the depths of who she is. Okay. So maybe this woman just was being loving and kind-hearted and not stupid, ignorant, naive, or gullible. Maybe this woman is a real woman with real strength, and her gentleness was coming from her strength, not from a place of weakness. Oh my goodness, what is going on? So now he's looking, and this is what happens. See, a lot of times a woman responds right back to that man. Or you might put him on ice 24 hours, 48 hours, 72 hours at the most, but you respond. You still lost his respect. He doesn't regret leaving you because you don't have a backbone. He knows he needs a woman with a backbone to keep him in order because he's still growing. He's still learning. So when you're willing to lay on your back, meaning not have a backbone, you're willing to be a floor mat, he loses respect. He has no regret of leaving you because a man truthfully is looking for a woman to call him to his highest self, to hold him accountable to his highest self. That's really what a grown boy is yearning for and looking for. A woman who knows who she is, going to stand her ground, and is going to hold him accountable. Not a woman who's going to let him get away with cheating, beating, yelling, cursing, all of this nonsense, not keeping his word, manipulating, deceiving, taking money, stealing money, borrowing money. Not a woman who's going to just be a floor mat. Even a grown boy is looking for a woman who has standards and who refuses to compromise her standards and her beliefs, her belief system, not her preferences, but her standards. And so when you are there and you're easily accessible, then guess what? It's out the window. So this is what happens when he's writing you and he's coming up to see you and he's popping up out of nowhere. And then next thing that's going to happen is he's going to reach out to your best friend. Ask your best friend to talk to you. Your best friend may actually like him, have a crush on him, probably wish it was her that he was with. So she going to come to you and she may, if she's not a real one, she's going to come to you and she's going to be singing his praises and telling you to give him another chance. May go to your mother, may go to your woman cousin, may go to a guy. If he goes to your male friend or to your male cousin or to your dad or to your brother, if those men look at him and they wish they were him, they wish they had his swagger, they wish they had his false confidence, they call it confidence, don't know it's false confidence, they wish they had his ego, then those men may come singing his praises and pleading his case. So if you got people that's around you that's not real ones, that don't understand your heart, they'll come singing, pleading his case for him. He'll go through them if he can't get you himself. Then after that, this may be around day 6, day 7. Then after that, he starts to go to desperate measures to show you that he's learning and he's changing and that he's vulnerable and that he's not ashamed of his love. So what this may mean is he may start posting subliminal posts that says something to the effect of, know when you have a good person, because when you lose them, they may be gone forever. He may be posting stuff like that. And that's when you know some regret is starting to set in. But this regret still may be rooted or intermingled with manipulation. It still may be a part of ego and a part of a game, but he knows how to make it look like pure and sincere regret. And then it may go from the post to now commenting on your post. He may comment on your post and he may be watching every one of your stories on Instagram. If you're on Instagram or if you're on Facebook and you posting stories, guess what? If he watching, give him a movie. If he is watching, give him a movie. You hear what I'm telling you? So you get up, you show your breakfast. You show your shoes of the day. You show your outfit of the day. And go and spin on you, shop on you. You need to be doing you. Show your new hairdo. Show your new nails. You living life. You living lavish. You living it up. You moving on with your life. You loving yourself on a new level. See, this the issue. This the problem that what a lot of women do. You break up with a man, whether it's him leaving you or you having to leave him, and you become a hermit. You go into this shell. You look broke, busted, and disgusted. Your hair in that messy bun, it's barely looking decent. Look like you ain't combed it in weeks, or you ain't washed it. It's oily and greasy, looking nasty. You don't put on the right amount of makeup. You just throw on some makeup. You crying too much because you're not listening to videos like this. You're not going to TonyGassonAcademy.com and taking online courses. You're not going to mymentor.life and getting coaching sessions. So you're not working on yourself. You just sulking and you having a pity party and you feeling bad for yourself. So you put on that CVS or Walgreens eyeliner. You crying on the way to work. So now your eyeliner done, it look like mud. Look like you got clay, like you got a clay mask around your eyelashes. And then you got, tear streaks in your makeup. So then you got to either take your makeup off. Now you're looking like a ghost, and somebody scared you. And then, or you got to reapply it real fast. But now you got flashback. You ain't got SPF in your makeup. So you trying to do a selfie and you shining like Coke Casper. So the man is reading all this. You see how I'm saying all this? This how a man reads you. This how a man reads you. And so when he reads you, your ex reads you, he's like, woo, she's struggling. Boy, she's struggling. Woo, woo. And he's sitting there, he's thinking to himself, he's like, I don't regret that. I don't regret that. She too weak, man. She ain't got no backbone, man. Woman weak, man. She desperate for love, man. What's going on, man? Know who you are. Like, love yourself. This is what your ex saying when he looking at you, look broke, busted, and disgusted. The other mistake that women do is deleting their social media. When you go through a breakup, you so embarrassed, and so you want to delete all your social media. So you delete your Facebook or delete your Instagram, and and that's a mistake, because he look at that and he say, wow, okay, I got the power. She going into hiding. She in witness protection. And you cannot do that. So you got to stay out there and you got to keep shining. If you got to wear a towel around your neck, never let them see you sweat. This is how the mentality you got to have. You got to get up and you got to do what you got to do. If you got to do some push-ups, if you got to do some squats, if you need to walk 30 minutes, run 30 minutes, if you need to shower for an hour, whatever you need to do to be fresh-faced and looking exuberant and vibrant, that's what you need to do. Don't make any excuses. That is your heart hurting. That's not your mind hurting. That's not your body hurting. It is all in your head. Your head allowing your heart to hurt. It's all coming from the same place. And it's because of what you're telling yourself. When you need to be telling yourself, oh my goodness, I lost the love of my life and I don't know what to do. I'm not going to be able to make it. I'm just not going to be able to make it. This is not fair. That's what you're telling yourself, when you should be telling yourself, I'm amazing. I'm a boss. I'm a queen. I'm a child of God. I know who I am. I love myself. If he can't appreciate it, then he out of luck. He done lost a real one. He done lost a good one. He gonna wake up next to that piece of trash woman that he dealing with. He gonna realize that he got a downgrade instead of an upgrade. I'm finna shine. I'm finna glow up. He finna see my life go up. My money going up. My body getting better. My looks getting better. I'm about to stop living with this scarcity mindset. I'm finna tap into the power of this here good credit score that I'm working on, that I'm building. I'm finna get into my nice car. I'm about to get into my nice condo, apartment, house, whatever. I'm maximizing my life. I'm going to the next level. I'm setting new goals. I'm investing in myself. Listen to all of this again. Listen to this video 3-4 times. That's what you need to be saying to yourself in your single season, when your last relationship didn't work out. That's what you have to be saying to yourself, instead of beating yourself up over about the relationship failing and not working out. So because he's reading this, he's looking at this, he watching you. You can block him. You can block him and he's gonna get a fake page. He's gonna create a new page to watch you. And he may get a page, and if you doing friend requests, then he gonna go to somebody that's a mutual person, and he gonna look at your page from their page who you have accepted, one of y'all friends. It might be his mama, and you ain't block his mama, your sister, his classmate, his other friend, your cousin, your family. He'll look at you from somebody else's page, and when he look at you, he need to see a movie. He need to see a blockbuster hit. He need to see you dressing better, your makeup better. And my wife wear Giorgio Armani foundation. I think she told me it cost $80 for the tube, but guess what, it looked so good, it looked like butter. And so I'm like, whoo, girl, you look amazing. I don't care, spend what it costs. If you got to send me into the overdraft me, because it looked good and it don't even look like you got on makeup. So please don't come in here with no Walgreens, CVS makeup that costs $5-10 after you done put that on. So you see what I'm saying? You got to truly glow up. You got to stop putting on them eyelashes that a week in, the glue coming off, and now it look like you got 4 eyelashes. I mean, you got 4 eyelashes to the 2, because the glue coming off, so now they sagging, and now you blanking like this, and your lashes keep flying off when the wind blow. So you got to go and get you some real lashes put on. That might cost you $100. or $50 or whatever it costs. And them thin eyebrows, go get your eyebrows microbladed. Okay, it's $500. Pay the $500. Go through the pain. You got to glow up. Okay, stop getting your own needle pumping your lips up and go to the lady who gonna really know what she doing if you trying to get your lips done. So this what I'm saying. Stop looking broke, busted, and disgusted, and invest in yourself and look like you know who you are. Like the lady said, looking like who shot John and forgot to kill him. You can't go out the house looking like that. And you can't get on Instagram looking like that. And I'm going to tell you what you got to do. This is about manifestation. It's about your mindset. You hear me? So if you drive your old beat up car, go to the car lot and sit in your dream car. You hear me? Sit in your dream car and take selfies in that. That's just your dream car. He ain't got to know that you ain't drive it off the lot. That's your dream car because you getting ready to manifest your dreams. You getting ready to speak it into existence. You naming and you claiming. And when you post that selfie, he gonna see, that ain't the same headrest. What the woman did, what the woman came into. So guess what? Here's what's gonna happen. So now he might start commenting on your post. Hey, miss you. He might even say miss you. Or he might just put a heart. He might put the little eyes. He might put something on there to let you know. So now he getting beyond ego. This right here may be day 10, day 11. He getting beyond ego. And this is what you got to understand. If you know he's your husband, you stay the course. Now, if you know he's not your husband and you know in your heart, then you weren't too much about making him regret losing you, because you ain't lose nothing. You gain something. Sometimes a loss ain't a loss. Sometimes a loss is a gain. And so if you didn't lose your husband, then all that you doing, this is for you and about you only. Now, if it's your husband that's on the line and he waiting, and you know he just going through this little season, then that's when you're not blocking him and he can see you and he can watch you glow, he can watch you go. And then so what's going to happen is when he can't reach you and you standing firm, you standing strong, and when somebody is calling you and they telling you about him and you tell them, don't tell him a word that I said. Don't you run back telling him nothing that I said. If you got to tell him something, say, I tell him you mentioned him and I changed the conversation. And that's what I'm doing. I'm changing the conversation. And bring me his name again and you're going to be cut off to the left. You're going to be to the left. So play with it. Whoever you talking to, your mama, your sister, your brother, your best friend, let them know. Play with it. And you're going to be right over there with them. If you want them, go get them. You want to be with them, you want to be like them, do that. But stop bringing me his name. That's what you got to be real about. That's what you got to let folks know. Don't even mention that because I'm not on that. And guess what? Don't nobody know your plan. Don't nobody know that you know that this is your husband and he in spiritual warfare and that he going through and he need a wake-up call. Don't nobody know that but you. And I'm going to tell y'all something now. I'm going to tell y'all something. Y'all women don't understand this. Y'all women do not understand this. Let me tell you something now. 99.9% of y'all do not have a best friend. Okay? Us as men, we know this. We know this. We know that 99.9% of y'all do not have a best friend. The woman you calling your best friend will be on the phone with your ex-boyfriend telling every lick of your business. Telling every lick of your business. It's a lot of men like myself who have slept with best friends, who done been with a woman and been with a best friend, and the best friends kiki all in the woman's face. And yeah, it's a dog, man. Yeah, we dogs as men when we did that kind of stuff. But at the same time, that's just also your friend. That's a dog and a savage. Because women get into Hunger Games. Women get into Hunger Games. I'm gonna tell you something. I'm gonna tell you something about my wife. One thing she know, ain't no kiki kin with no best friend. A lot of people in relationships, the woman best friend got the husband phone number and be texting and be talking about their problems and their issues. My wife don't have none of that. She ain't gave now one of her friends, her two sisters, her blood of her blood, don't even text me to talk about nothing. Nathan, you hear me? Because she understand the nature of women. And she know that ain't nobody off limits. Anybody could be gullible. Anybody could be weak. Anybody could be susceptible. She understand. And it's a lot of men that done slept with a woman and done slept with that woman mama and done slept with that woman's sisters and done slept with that woman's best friend. Yes, I'm telling you the truth. Now you could sit there, oh, that's my best friend. That's my best friend. I know my best friend. I know my best friend. Listen here, you got a friend in Jesus. After that, you dealing with human beings, and you better watch yourself. You better watch yourself, because every human is capable of stabbing you in your back. I'm not saying don't treat them like a friend, but what I'm saying is some things got to be between you and God. You can't tell everybody your plan, because you don't know that person. You need to know Jesus, and that's your friend who stick closer than a brother. So in this here space, when you dealing with this ex, and if you got a plan of going back, that plan got to be between you and God, and you got to be in prayer and supplication, and then you got to be listening to stuff like this so that you have application, so that you know what you're doing, and it's coming from a place of somebody who know what they doing, because they do what I do, and they in the trenches. It's not from the peanut gallery with your little friends cackling and don't know what they talking about and can't even get a healthy relationship for themselves, so they cannot tell you everything you need to know. You could appreciate a word or two, but you can't hang on every syllable from somebody that ain't never been there and ain't never produced it, and they don't have it. Or they may be married for 30 years, but you know they miserable. You got to filter that advice. So here you are, you coming around day 12, day 13. This man, if he's your husband, he gonna be showing it. You're gonna start to see his ego drop. You're gonna start to see him being vulnerable. He's gonna expose himself. He's gonna be posting subliminal messages on social media. He's gonna be sending messages to you from other people. He's gonna still be texting you, still calling you, still leaving voicemails. He's still gonna be out there, putting himself out there. Come that day 14, if that's your husband, he broke all the way down. He broke all the way down. If you call him at 11 a.m. and tell him to go and get the moon and be back before noon, he gonna bring you the man on the moon. By that day 14, if that's your husband. Now here's where you know if you worrying about the wrong man, and if you focusing on trying to make the wrong man regret you, is if in this 14 days after he contact you that first time trying to sound sweet and you don't respond, on that day 2, 3, 4, 5, any day in that 14 days that he flipped the script and you get cussed out, and he go from trying to apologize and he flip it to, I was trying to be nice, but I see how you want to act. You want to be immature. You want to be petty. You know what? F you. You know what? You the so-and-so that I thought you were. I can't believe I wasted time with you. You ain't gonna be worth nothing. Your next man ain't gonna love you either. I can't believe I'm wasting my time. You know what? Forget you. I'm gone. And he gonna say that right there. Now what's gonna happen? He might stand on that. That's not your husband. Now you know that's not your husband. But now what's gonna happen? If he playing games, he gonna come back by 2-3 days later. I did a lot of thinking and been praying, and God was just ministering to me and telling me that I was in the wrong, and I just want to apologize to you. Nope, that ain't your husband. That ain't your husband. That's one of Satan's minions, and he coming to debate you and trap you. Because see, a man who truly love you, for one, he may make mistakes, even though he know you his wife, because he's still at war on the inside of himself, and he battling between remaining a grown boy and becoming a grown man. So he may still do some things that may make you run off, and that can happen, but he truly has some feelings for you. Love might not be the right term, but he's on the way and he knows that you're his wife. He knows you can be his wife. See, that man, when he run you off and you got to leave him, then for one, it's you having to leave him. He not gonna leave you. He gonna make you leave him. If a man who knows you're his wife. And then when that happens, what's gonna happen is he's not going to degrade you. He's not gonna talk down to you. He's not gonna do any of that because he knows that he's walking on thin ice. He knows that he has to be very, very careful with his words because he does not want to lose his wife. He was trying to do it his way. He was trying to make you compromise. He was trying to make you be who he wanted you to be so that he could remain weak and immature and insecure and have a woman that reinforces that behavior, and you showed him otherwise. You showed him that's not gonna go. That's not gonna fly. I'm not stooping. You're gonna have to elevate to my level. Now when he realizes that, he says, you know what? This is a real woman. Now he regrets losing you in this space, in this season right here. And so now he's reaching out to you, and now you don't respond. Now see, this is the thing. A man who knows you're his wife, he's not going to just move on and jump in another relationship. He's not going, now if he had an ex and y'all weren't together that long, he might be dilly-dallying, but he's not going to jump into something and be posting this woman online and trying to make you jealous. He's not going to do that. He's not going to do anything to try to upset you or hurt you if he knows that you're his wife. If he's doing things to try to upset you and hurt you, posting another woman, doing crazy stuff, showing him at the strip club, him doing this, him doing that, and you know it's to burn you, to hurt you, that's not your husband. That's not your husband. That's a thorn in your side, and you got to keep going. So you shouldn't be trying to focus on worrying about if he regrets losing you. You need to be working on you, worrying about you, and moving on with your life. The only time you worrying and you asking, does he regret losing me, is if you know without a shadow of doubt that that's your husband, and you know deep down he knows that you're his wife, but his spiritual warfare got the best of him. And that's when you praying yourself through it, you praying him through it, and that's when you entertain this right here. This you glow up and you let him watch you. You ain't blocking him, he can see you, and then he reach out, you have him waiting, and then this what's gonna happen. When you respond, and when I say 14, I'm not saying literally. So like day 15, I'm saying literally, yes, at least 14 days, but you don't have to respond on day 15, 16, 17. If you're not feeling it, if your heart is not ready, then you keep that distance, you keep that absence, and you stay in that space until your heart says, okay, I get it now. I think he gets it now. I think this 2-week, break, this 2 weeks apart has been a detox and a reset that we both needed. And now I'm going to respond. And then when you respond, he should pick up in a sense of, wow, so good to hear from you. I've been trying to reach you. I did everything. I've been trying to reach you. I'm so sorry. I apologize. Like, just tell me, what do I need to do? And when you hear that, you got to take that very serious. You got to take that very serious. You can't just jump back in. Like they say, fools rush in. You can't just jump back in. You got to say, okay, listen, this is what we're about to do. Got us these books. It's called Make It Work. It's 22 chapters. So we're gonna listen or we're gonna read, whichever one you know best for y'all. We're gonna listen to a chapter a day. And then at night, 9 p.m., 10 p.m., let's talk about that chapter. So, or we're going to read a chapter a day. On your lunch break, read chapter 1. And then 9 o'clock tonight, let's talk about it. So the next 22 days, and that's my book, Make It Work, but you could be doing this with any book. But you get this little coursework. You're going through coursework. So we're going to go through this book. After that, we're going to take this course. We're taking this course. After that, we going on this retreat, or we going on this here to this seminar. So now you got to do your due diligence. You can't just jump back in because you drained, because you was tired, because them 14 days was the hardest 14 days of your life. You got to be patient, and you got to be diligent, and you got to be thorough, and you got to make sure that you do the work and that he's doing the work, y'all doing the work together, so that both of you know what a healthy relationship is, so that both of you know what a real woman is, what a real man is, and what a real relationship looks like, so that both of you have new knowledge, both of you have new confidence, and now the two of you can hold each other accountable. You got to be willing and ready to do the work. The mistake, here's where the mistake happens, is all of that distance and that separation and that time apart becomes null and void when you just go back to the man and you don't know and you haven't overseen him doing any work. He just was sulking for 14 days and begging for 14 days, but he didn't read a book. He didn't go to a seminar. He didn't watch a video. He didn't take a course. So he learned nothing new about being a man. So you got to make sure that he has something in his life. If it's a mentor, send him to mymentor.life. Tell him, look, you need to do 4 sessions with Tony Gaskins, or 4 sessions with Joe Schmo, or 4 sessions with such and such. It need to be with a man who is married and happy, who has what he says he wants. That's what it need to be. And you need to inspect. If you got to go and do a session with that person first, so that you could find out, is this person married and happy and faithful? And then you recommend this person, because he might not go find the person on his own. He might not even know how to, because he's not on this channel, you are. So you know the resources that's out there. He may not know it because he wasn't exposed to that growing up. He's not in that space. His boy's not on that. But you put him on that. So now he has to go do the work. Now when he does the work, now this man who, now this separation, this man who was on ice, this man who was going through this wave of emotions, now it's all worth it, because now he's getting knowledge to fill himself up. Now that's going to help him change and grow as a man. Hey, understand that. I hope that helped you. Of course, when I'm doing these videos, I could talk another 2-3 hours, but I don't want to hold you too long. And I know it's probably a few more questions you got from here. It's a few holes I probably left in there. If that's the case, just ask a question. But don't ask no question if you have not listened to this video 2 times, because I might have said what you asking. So understand what we talking about here. We talking about a man that you know without a shadow of a doubt is your husband. And you know that he knows that you are his wife. And when you have to break up on this break, he's not trying to hurt you. He's not cursing you out, not trying to abuse you, force you, coerce you. He's trying to reach you by any means necessary, but yet he's still doing it with respect and honor. And now you know that he gets it, and now you want to give him another chance, and y'all gonna do the work together. That's what we talking about, okay? And it's not really about regret and making a man regret losing you. It's really about understanding and helping a man understand that you are a good woman, that you are a real woman, that you are a strong woman, and that although you may have been ignorant or weak at times, you growing, you changing, and you not in the box that he trying to put you in. So understand that. This Tony Gaskins. Hey, do me a favor. Make sure you go click the link in the description, mymentor.life, and book your session with your new coach. And if you've already had a session with somebody, try somebody else. You know, if you feel like, I ain't get a lot out of it, try somebody else. Don't stop investing in yourself. Make sure you do that. If you want to become a member of the Blessed Tribe to join us on our weekly Q&As, the link is in the description as well. And if you're watching this video and you watched this far, you know, please hit that subscribe button for me. This Tony Gaskins. God bless you. We'll talk soon.